Imagine waking up this Friday to a news alert so profound, so earth-shattering for the global currency markets, that the value of the money you hold in your hands today is fundamentally different by the weekend. This is not a drill, and this is not the usual speculative hype that floods our community. We are on the precipice of a legitimate, potentially history-making announcement, one that has been silently brewing within the hallowed halls of the U.S. Treasury Department and the Central Bank of Iraq. For decades, the story of the Iraqi Dinar has been a saga of hope, patience, and for many, profound frustration. It has been a roller coaster of rumors, false starts, and geopolitical turmoil that has tested the resolve of even the most steadfast investors. What if I told you that the final act of this long-running drama is being written as we speak, and the catalyst is not a shadowy figure from the Forex world, but a dry, technical, and incredibly powerful update from the U.S. Treasury that could effectively re-platform the Iraqi Dinar onto the global stage? The silence from official channels is not a sign of inaction. It is the calm before the storm, a strategic pause as the final pieces of a complex financial puzzle are put into place, a puzzle that involves international monetary policy, petrodollar dynamics, and the future of Iraq's sovereignty. The specific mechanism we are watching is a technical adjustment to the Treasury's foreign exchange report, a document so dense that most people's eyes would glaze over reading its title. But within its pages lies the power to change the fate of nations and currencies. This report dictates how the United States, through its financial institutions, interacts with foreign currencies, and a single line item change regarding the Iraqi dinar's classification could open the floodgates for legitimate international trade and banking transactions to be settled in IQD, moving it from a purely speculative, exotic asset to a tradable, liquid currency. This isn't about a magical RV number appearing out of thin air. This is about building the plumbing and the infrastructure that allows for a modern economy to function. And that process is happening right now with intense pressure from the International Monetary Fund for Iraq to comply with international banking and anti-money laundering standards known as AML CFT protocols. The CBI has been working around the clock implementing a digital banking system, pushing for electronic payment adoption, and demonetizing large currency notes to curb the black market economy, all of which are prerequisite steps that the Treasury and the IMF demand to be met before any significant change in status can be granted. Think of it like constructing a new superhighway. You don't open it for traffic until the asphalt has dried, the signs are up, and the toll booths are operational. Iraq has been paving that financial highway for years, and we are now at the final inspection phase. The Treasury update we are anticipating is the official approval to open that highway to the world. Now let's talk about the real-world trigger. Intelligence from financial corridors in Washington, D.C. and Baghdad suggests that the delay has been about synchronizing this move with the end of the dollarization process in Iraq's domestic economy. The Central Bank of Iraq's campaign to force the use of the dinar for all internal transactions is nearly complete, and this creates a stable internal demand for the currency, which is a critical foundation for its external value. Once the internal economy is fully rooted in the dinar, the next logical and necessary step is to re-establish its credibility externally, and that is where the U.S. Treasury's update becomes the master key. This is not a conspiracy theory, this is basic monetary geopolitics. The United States has a vested interest in a stable and economically independent Iraq, as a stable Iraq means a stable oil market and a counterbalance to other regional powers. Facilitating the dinar's reintegration is a strategic move that benefits American long-term interests as much as it does Iraqi prosperity. So, when you hear whispers and rumors this week, understand that they are likely stemming from this very real, very technical process reaching its climax. The banks are ready, the digital systems are in place, and the governmental pressure has reached a fever pitch. All that remains is the official public green light from the financial authorities that control the global monetary system. This is the moment we have been waiting for, not as dreamers, but as analysts who can read the signs of a fundamental shift in the making. Stay tuned, because before this week is out, everything you thought you knew about the dinar could be completely rewritten by a simple, bureaucratic announcement that most of the world will completely ignore. But for us, it will be the sound of the starting pistol for a new financial reality. So what does this imminent Treasury update actually mean for you, the dinar holder, on a practical level? Let's move beyond the high-level theory and dive into the tangible mechanics of what a change in status would trigger, because the chain of events that follows this announcement will be both rapid and irreversible, creating a domino effect that will be felt from the trading floors of New York to the exchange houses in Baghdad. The first and most critical shift will occur in the world of international banking compliance. Right now, The Iraqi dinar is classified in a way that makes it a high-risk, exotic currency for most global banks. Handling it involves extra layers of scrutiny, paperwork, and legal liability that many institutions simply don't want to deal with, which is a primary reason why you can't walk into your local bank in the United States, Europe, or Australia and easily exchange your dinars. A favorable update from the U.S. Treasury effectively signals to these banks that the Iraqi dinar is now compliant with international standards, dramatically de-risking it in their eyes. This change in perception is everything. Overnight, the compliance departments at major international banks will update their internal manuals, lifting the restrictive protocols that have bottlenecked the IQD for years. This will unlock wire transfer capabilities, allow for the opening of letters of credit and dinar for international trade, and most importantly for you. It will enable those same banks to begin offering buy and sell quotes to their retail customers. Imagine the moment you see a major international bank like HSBC, Citibank, or Deutsche Bank list an official buy and sell rate for the Iraqi dinar on their website or in their branch. That is the moment of true legitimization. And it is this specific event that the Treasury update is designed to catalyze. This is not about a single dictated revaluation rate. It is about creating a liquid, transparent, and competitive global marketplace for the currency, where its value is discovered through real supply and demand, not through backroom deals or speculative forums. The initial rate set by the Central Bank of Iraq will be crucial, of course, but its true value will be forged in the fires of the open market as billions of dollars of pent-up demand from investors like you meets the newly available supply of currency through official channels. This process will create volatility. Without a doubt, we will see the price fluctuate potentially wildly in the first few days and weeks as the market finds its equilibrium. But this volatility is a sign of a healthy, functioning market being born, not a sign of failure. Think of it like the opening bell on the stock exchange for a massively anticipated company. The initial surge and any subsequent corrections are all part of the natural price discovery process. Furthermore, this banking integration will force the hand of the international Forex market platforms. Currently, most major platforms offer limited or no trading in IQD pairs. Once the banks are on board, these platforms will have no choice but to follow suit to remain competitive, adding IQD USD, IQD EUR, and other major pairs, which in turn will inject massive liquidity and attract a new wave of institutional and retail Forex traders from around the world. This creates a powerful, self-reinforcing cycle. More traders mean more liquidity. More liquidity means more stable and transparent pricing. A more stable pricing builds more confidence, attracting even more participants. This cycle is the engine of a modern, globally recognized currency, and it is this very engine that is being primed for startup. The Treasury update is the spark plug. The CBI's reforms have built the engine block, and your years of patience have provided the fuel. When these three elements combine, the result is not a mere rumor anymore. It is an economic transformation that will redefine the wealth of countless individuals who had the foresight to see the potential in a nation rebuilding from the ground up. This is the week where potential is poised to become reality and where paper assets are transformed into liquid, spendable, and investable capital. The gatekeepers are preparing to stand aside, and the global financial system is moments away from welcoming a new participant to the table. Stay vigilant, stay informed, and most importantly, ensure your own financial and strategic plans are ready for the green light. Because when this announcement hits, the window for preparation will have officially closed, and the era of action will have decisively begun. Now, with the mechanics of this financial shift laid bare and the imminent reality of a globally recognized dinar coming into sharp focus, we arrive at the most critical part of this entire discussion, what you must do right now, in these final hours before the news breaks, to ensure you are not just a spectator to this historic event, but an active, prepared, and successful participant. The transition from a speculative asset to a liquid currency will be the ultimate test of your planning and your composure. And the actions you take, or fail to take, in the immediate aftermath of the announcement will have profound and lasting consequences on your financial outcome. First and foremost, you must have a crystal clear, written plan for the entire process, from the moment you hear the official confirmation to the final step of diversifying your new capital. Do not wing this. The emotional tsunami of seeing a life-changing number associated with your investment will be overwhelming, and without a pre-established, rational plan, you risk making costly mistakes driven by fear, greed, or the sheer pressure of the moment. Your plan must begin with verification. You must know exactly how you will confirm the news from multiple reliable, non-speculative sources. Do not trust a single YouTube channel, a single forum post, or a single text message. Your first step is to open the websites of the Central Bank of Iraq, the U.S. Treasury Department, and major financial news outlets like Reuters and Bloomberg. Until you see the confirmation on these official and established platforms, treat everything else as unsubstantiated noise. The internet will be flooded with misinformation and sensationalism designed to create panic and confusion. Your discipline in sticking to verified sources will be your first line of defense. Once confirmed, your plan must then outline your cashing strategy, research, and have a list of primary and secondary exchange options ready. Your first port of call should be major international banks that have begun quoting the dinar, as they will likely offer the most secure and regulated environment. Have a list of backup options, such as established, reputable currency exchange bureaus with a proven track record of handling large, exotic currency transactions. Do not, under any circumstances, rush into a deal with an unverified private buyer or a pop-up exchange service that appears overnight. The potential for fraud at this pivotal moment will be astronomically high. Security is paramount. Your personal safety and the security of your assets must be your top priority throughout this process. Furthermore, your plan must extend far beyond the simple act of exchanging currency. You must be prepared for the tax implications of your windfall. In most countries, such a significant financial gain is considered taxable income. I strongly advise you to immediately seek a confidential consultation with a qualified and reputable tax attorney or a certified public accountant who specializes in windfall management and international investments. Do not wait until after you have the money in your account. By then, it may be too late to structure things in a tax-efficient manner. A professional can guide you on setting up trusts, charitable contributions, and other legal structures that can protect your wealth from excessive taxation, ensuring that you retain the maximum amount of your investment return. This is not an expense. It is the most crucial investment you will make in securing your legacy. Finally, and this is the most important call to action I can give you, you must begin the mental and emotional preparation for this transition. Wealth on this scale is a tool, and like any powerful tool, it can build dreams or it can cause immense destruction if mishandled. Start thinking now about your purpose beyond the money. What does this financial freedom truly mean for you, your family, and your community? How will you use this resource to create a lasting positive impact and build a life of meaning and fulfillment? The preparation of your mind is just as important as the preparation of your documents. This is the final chapter of a long and arduous journey for the dinar, but it is the very first chapter of a new journey for you. Be ready, be smart, be disciplined, and be visionary. The world is about to change, and you have a front row seat to its transformation. Do not let this historic opportunity pass you by due to a lack of preparation. Take action now, get your plan in place, consult with your professionals, and prepare to step into the future you have patiently waited for. This is your moment. Seize it with both hands, and may this new chapter bring you the prosperity and peace you truly deserve.